Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to the Blue Room or whatever. Today I'm watching an next pitch. Meeting, and it's Coraline. I haven't actually watched this. I've seen reactions to the movie Coraline, but it seems so creepy for me to actually watch. So I haven't, but I know what it's about per se.
So, you have a movie for me?
Yes, sir, I do. It's a fun little animated movie for kids.
Oh, that sounds like fun. What's it about?
It's about this girl, Coraline, who finds a magical secret passage to an alternate world that has alternate versions of her parents.
Oh, that's actually perfect. I've been promising my
remember
daughter
that
that I'd
part of
produce a
it.
kids movie, and let me just call her real quick, okay? She's gonna love this.
Sure.
Hey,
Kids?
Cindy, Daddy's finally gonna make a children's movie, just like he promised,
Is it a
okay?
kids'
Such a
movie?
sweet moment.
She's super happy.
Because
This is
it's
really
my
gonna help our
creepy.
family situation.
Anyway, Coraline's other parents have buttons sewn into their skulls where their eyes should be.
Daddy's
got
gonna
the
call you
food.
back, okay, Cindy?
Bye, Cindy.
What was that about the buttons?
Oh, they all have buttons sewn into their eyeballs, and Coraline's other mother
Oh,
has a
creepy
history of
does that
stealing
look.
children's eyeballs and sewing buttons in their places.
Oh my God.
With needles so sharp you can barely feel them.
Oh, I thought I heard you say it was a kids movie.
Yeah, kids are gonna love it. There's a talking cat and stuff.
Oh, talking cats are tight.
They sure are, sir.
That button thing
that's-
sounds like a super horrifying element, though, but start from the beginning. Maybe I'm not getting it.
Sure, well, Coraline and her parents move into a new place, but her parents are too busy to spend time with her.
Sounds like a good kids movie so far.
And she meets this local kid named YB.
Oh, that's a
Why
cute
does
name.
It's short
everybody
for
in
why
this
born.
movie
Wow, okay,
looks
that's like one step up from
creepy?
naming your kid Mistake.
Yeah, and he says that his grandmother owns the Pink Palace Apartments and doesn't usually let kids move in, but he's not supposed to talk about it.
Oh.
And later, if you put two and two together, you're like, oh, it's because she knows that kids keep disappearing from there.
Yeesh, so why does she allow Coraline and her family to move in?
So the movie can happen.
Gotcha.
So anyway, YB gives Coraline a doll he found that looks exactly like her, except it has buttons for eyes.
Instant red flag, so she throws it away.
No, she carries it around, and eventually it starts changing places on its own.
Another massive red flag, so she throws it away.
She does not, and
She's
eventually
not
she
going
finds
to
a
throw it
passageway
away.
to the other world that's like a more colorful version of her home.
Where the parents have buttons sewn into their skulls. Please tell me
And
that's a red
looks
flag
not
for her.
creepy.
Oh yeah, that does freak her out.
Okay, good.
For about 5 seconds, then she immediately and completely gets over it and has dinner with them. Oh, she does.
I
Yeah, and
think
she's
it's
gonna go back
because
to the
she's a
real world, and
child,
that's just gonna
though. Like, I
confirm
can't
how
picture a
amazing
child
everything
doing
is in the
mad
other
stuff
world.
like
How
that.
so?
Well, like she wants her mom to buy her a pair of $25 gloves, but she doesn't want to.
Totally reasonable decision, actually.
So Coraline's gonna go back into the other world and just have a great time.
Oh yeah, what kind of stuff does she do?
Well, these two silly old ladies are gonna put on a big show, and the audience is gonna be filled with dogs.
Oh, okay. You know what? Other than the
Dog?
button thing and the doll thing, this actually sounds like a
Where
pretty
are
good
the
movie
people
for
at?
kids.
And the two old ladies are gonna be practically naked. One of them's barely covering up her nipples.
Oh, there it is.
Not
And eventually
interested.
Coraline's gonna start to catch on that stuff in the other world is kind of weird.
Finally, so how does she start to catch on?
Well, first of all, her other mother tells her she can stay forever if she gets her eyeballs replaced with buttons.
Wow, at this point, I'm surprised she caught on that that's a red flag.
Yeah, and also her other father and other YB start to warn her that other mother created this whole place just to lure her in.
So how are other father and other YB able to warn her?
What do you mean?
Well, if the other mother created the whole world, that means she also created other father and other
Yeah.
YB, right?
So why would she create them with free will and an understanding
but
of good
think
and evil?
about
I don't
robots.
know.
They
Fair
always
enough.
end
So
up,
eventually
like,
Coraline's gonna get
being
thrown
conscious
inside a
and
mirror
whatever
where
they
she's
want
gonna
to
meet
do
the
in
eyeless ghosts
movies.
of children that have been there so long they've forgotten their lives.
Oh, why are you like this?
It's just fun times.
What kind of awful stuff happened to you as a kid?
You couldn't possibly imagine. So
Traumatized.
anyway, the dead kids are like, if you find our eyes, you'll free our souls.
So she sets out to find the eyes?
yeah, she has to find all 3 of them.
I thought you said there were 3 kids, so she'd have to find 6 eyeballs.
Listen, who's to say how many eyes humans have?
Biologists.
Yeah, nobody knows.
So I imagine it's going to be hard for Coraline to wander around in a world that other mother completely created and look for the dead kid eyes.
Actually, it's gonna be super easy, barely an inconvenience.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're gonna say that the other mother has a thing for games, so Coraline's gonna be like, I have a game. Let me try to find the eyeballs.
And that works.
It does, and so then she does.
Wow, well, I'm glad the horrifying moments are over and we can wrap up
And then other mother's gonna turn into
The
a
way
giant
just
spider
went
with
into
needles for
it.
limbs, and her eyes are gonna get gouged out, and she's gonna blindly chase Coraline through a giant, disgusting web and try to rip her eyes out.
Same.
Did you hear what I said?
I did.
So what do you think of the movie?
Well, it sounds absolutely horrifying, but I already promised my daughter we'd make it, so I guess my hands are tied.
Fantastic.
And I think if I hire a band like They Might Be Giants to put together kind of a fun soundtrack, we could maybe make this enjoyable for kids.
Oh, that's a really good way to lighten things up. I'm gonna make sure that doesn't work out.
What?
Kids are creepy. Are kids creepy though? Okay, let me rephrase. Kids, even though this is a creepy concept for a movie, I still see how kids would be interested in watching it. That really depends on how brave they are, because my little cousins, I don't know if they would actually be interested in watching it, especially like by themselves. Like they would probably need somebody to watch it with them. So you said that Coraline didn't there was no red flag, like she was like, no, I'm not interested in all this, even though all these creepy things were happening. That doesn't surprise me, because I'm just like, she's a child and they like interesting stuff, new stuff that aren't ordinary, stuff that they could probably tell their friends about and be like, oh, do you know that I can go to this different universe where I have a whole different mother and whatever. And it depends to how well she gets along with her mother and father. So like having a different mother and father always sounds enticing. But the creepy eyes with the buttons, like I cannot get behind that. I'm 27 years old, and as I said, I don't want to watch this cartoon because that's like, it seems mad creepy, and I'm just like, you're doing this for what? You're doing this for what? So I haven't actually watched it. Will I ever watch it? Honestly, I do not know, because it's very creepy. I have watched horror movies. I do watch horror movies, but something about this, just the fact that it's supposed to be a kids movie and having this vibe, it just don't sit well with me. I think that's the creepiest part, because it's supposed to be a kids movie. Let me know down below if you've ever watched Coraline before, and out of 10, how creepy would you say it was? From just like looking at it, I must say it's like a solid 8. Yeah. If you like this reaction, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next TikTok or whatever.
Hey guys,